Hey guys, it's Aaron from Aaron's Outdoor. Today I am currently standing on a random bridge in the middle of nowhere in South Carolina. And that is because I'm currently on the way to North Carolina to pick up a new kayak. I'm really excited about it, and I'm at a river that I will probably end up fishing later today after I pick up my kayak. It's been raining a lot where I live recently. I really thought the river was going to be muddy and I was going to have to go to a lake, but it's looking pretty good. So we're going to go pick up a new kayak. I'll probably show you guys the kayak, and then we're going to drive back here to this river and hopefully we'll be catching some fish.
So after stopping by at that river, I drove through the mountains a little bit more, past Lake Keowee in South Carolina, and eventually arrived at the Big Adventure store in Fletcher, North Carolina, which is where they make bona fide kayaks, native kayaks, and some other kayak brands. And when I got there, I met up with Tyler, who's the COO at Big Adventures, and he was nice enough to show me around the factory a little bit. So in the factory, they got all these molds where the kayaks are made, and basically like this powder is put into these giant kayak molds, and then they're put into an oven which heats the powder up into a plastic and makes the kayaks. And that is the mold for the kayak I ended up getting, which is right here, the Bonafide RVR 119. It's a river kayak, and I'm super excited to be fishing out of this thing in the future. And if you're ever in the Fletcher, North Carolina area, I would definitely recommend checking out Big Adventures. They got a really nice store there with a bunch of different kayaks. And if you're into kayak fishing, I think you should definitely check it out.
All right, it's a good, 3 hours or so since I talked to the camera last. I drove back towards South Carolina, booked a campsite nearby, and then got some food, and I'm here breaking in the new RVR, dragging it way down this hill. Shouldn't be too bad on the way down, should be pretty easy, but the way up is gonna kind of suck. But I literally got this kayak a few hours ago. I'm already, putting some scrapes on it, but if you're not doing that, I just feel like you're not using your kayak right. Some of the best places are where you have to, drag your kayak way down a hill to get into the river. So that's what we're doing today. And like I said, we are going after Bartram's bass, and we will be here in the water very shortly. Whoa. All right, well, I got the RVR in the water here, and as you can tell, I'm not really fishing out of it yet. I'm really gonna be doing a lot of wading today, but at some point, I will definitely get in this kayak, paddle it around a little, and give you all my first impressions on it. All right, y'all, we made it into a little deeper section, so might as well paddle up it. I'll probably normally just walk along the edge here, but for the sake of trying out this kayak, I'm gonna hop in and see what it's like paddling it. I will say, just dragging it across the water with nothing in it, it really glides over the water, super nice. All right, looks like I'm gonna have to move those foot pedals back a little, but for now I'll just paddle the kayak like this. And man, it does glide through the water pretty nicely. I'm dealing with my wrist is really, I don't know what I did. I must have sprained it really bad, but it's in a lot of pain. So even just casting today is hard. So I may not want to paddle too much, but it's definitely gliding over the water super nicely. Yeah, man. This little current right here. It's got these shoals in this river that are real shallow, and they cut down deep, and right in those little slits are right where I'd expect the fish to be. There's kind of one right here. I watched my video last night from when I fished here before, and I think my biggest fish is spotted bass that it came right in this little slit right here. There's one. He's running at me. Oh yeah, I'm assuming that's a Bartram's. Yep, dude, pretty one. Don't flop off, buddy. All right, is it our first fish in the new yak? Kind of, not really. So I wasn't technically in the kayak, but it'll be the first fish that gets measured in the new yak. And that's what we're after today, these Bartram's bass. They don't get very big, but they're a really pretty little fish, and this river's just filled with them. So I'm excited. Didn't take too long once I got up above that shoal. I think there's a lot of people that swim down there, so it's probably not as good below that rapid. And I am trying to complete the South Carolina bass slam. There's only 4 species, so I just knocked off 1 out of the 4. All right, there we go. That's pretty much my first fish in the RVR, even though I was kind of waiting with it attached to me, but we'll take it. Beautiful little Bartram's bass. Let's let him go. Whenever you're ready, buddy. Got him, there we go. This one bit a few times. I feel like I've gotten a lot of little bites and only landed 2 now, but just because like a lot of these fish are, you know, really small, but man, what they lack in size, they make up for in beauty. Pretty little fish. All right, thanks for biting, buddy. Oh man, I had one again. Got him. There we go. Man, the little guys, sometimes it's hard to hook them. This is a hybrid. Definitely a hybrid. Well, maybe it's just a spotted bass. No, it's a hybrid. So it looks like a spotted bass because of that lateral line, but it's got these little black dots on its belly and a little bit of coloring in its fins here. So it's definitely a hybrid between a spot and a Bartram's bass. And I'll let him go. Oh, I had a tiny topwater head over there. I think it was really small. There we go. Oh man, what is it? I think it's a Bartram's. Yep, I just switched to a Craw. I'm on my way back. I probably need to be done fishing pretty soon because I got to get my kayak up that big hill. And I'm staying at a campsite tonight, and they charge you $50 if you get there after 10 p.m. to open the gate or something. So don't want to have to spend that money, but this is probably a hybrid actually. I mean, yeah, he's got too much of a lateral line, I think, to be a pure Bartram's. Definitely has some spot in him, I would think. All right, y'all, there's a little Bartram's bass on the 2 3/4 inch Strike King Rage Ned Craw, I think it's called. It's a nice tiny little craw. I think it's good for small species like Bartram's bass. We're coming on another little deep spot. I didn't really get a chance to cast this earlier before I was like already on top of it, which is kind of what I'm doing again, but I feel like a fish should be right there. There we go. Lost one there earlier. Had one come off on the worm. All right, let's see. It's a Bartram, it's a real skinny one. Can't tell if he's maybe a hybrid or what. But yeah, man, I should have just been using the Craw the whole time. These Bartram's bass, I've heard something before that 75% of their diet is crawfish. So I don't even know why I was using the worm earlier, honestly. This one's pretty skinny. Good looking spot behind me. Should let this one go. Go down a little rapid and on we go. I don't really want enough of anything. Alright, this is a class 3 rapid down there, so I'm not running it. I don't have enough whitewater experience. Alright y'all, it is the next day and I'm at a campsite, just camped here last night.
I didn't update the camera last night because I got here kind of late and I didn't want to like wake up the entire campsite. But
alright, future Aaron here. Before I show the rest of this outro, I kind of want to show a little bit of the fishing from the second day. It didn't really go as planned, didn't catch as many fish as I thought I would, so I thought I would just add it on to the end of this video instead of making a second video.
Got one. Oh my gosh. Wow. I caught the line before he hit the rock, which is good for him. Man, it's a small one, but it is so beautiful. So far the fishing's definitely been worse than when I've been here in the past, but I've never noticed any signs of people fishing here before. And today I've noticed like some fishing line and some worm cans and stuff, but man, he is a beautiful little fish. I mean, we might have to use the ultralight to catch most of them today, but I think once I go down there, most people probably don't go all the way down there to fish, so the fishing will probably be better. But man, got the orange in the fins like these Bartram's bass have, all the little dots, just a really pretty fish. All right, I'm gonna give an underwater release of this fish. There he goes. I slide down this rock. It's sketchy though. I don't know if I should. The woods are just, this is my only way down. If I slide to that little ledge, I can kind of stop right there and then slide the rest of the way. This is sketchy. It probably doesn't look near as steep as it is in person on camera, but getting quite the wedgie right now. Ow, wedgie. Oh wow, look at that crawfish. Don't bite me. Look at that, man. This is what these fish are eating. Good sized crawfish. I mean, this is what these Bartram bass are just munching on. I might throw him in. He's gonna get eaten. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Oh man. That looks like a venomous snake. I'm getting out of here. Dude, I might be done. I've been out here for an hour and a half, caught one fish, and then I see a big old snake like that. I don't know what type that was, but it looked like it could have been venomous. I really don't know, but it didn't look like a snake you want to mess with. Oh my God. Look at that snake right there. Are you kidding me? I was on my way back. That does not look like a snake you want to mess with either. But maybe I just don't want to see any snakes.
yesterday was definitely fun. I enjoyed getting that new kayak, getting to test it out for the first time, and I got to catch some fish out of it, even though the fishing really wasn't the greatest. Did manage to catch like 5 of those little Bartram's bass, but I kind of feel like I should have caught more. But overall, I mean, I was definitely impressed with my first time taking the RVR out on the water. It went through the water a lot better than I thought it would. I mean, I knew it was a river kayak, so I was expecting it to be good, but it just like kind of glides on top of the water. I kind of think it sits higher on the water than the Shakey. I think that's partly because the kayak's just a lot wider, and it just seemed to like glide across the water like really well. So I don't know, those are my first impressions of using it, but I'm definitely impressed with it, and I'm excited to use it some more this summer. But I'm currently in debate on whether or not I want to fish again today. I normally totally would, but y'all may have noticed I tried not to complain about too much in this video earlier, but my wrist was like killing me yesterday. Paddling, casting, dragging my kayak upriver were all just really painful. And I think I have something wrong with my wrist. I tried to look it up, kind of like tennis elbow. When you do the same motion over and over in the same area, it can kind of hurt your elbow or your wrist. And I looked it up and it said, like, in fishing with a bunch of repetitive actions like casting and reeling over and over, it can damage like the tendons or something in your wrist. I think that's probably what happened to me. So I don't know if I should go back and fish today and paddle upriver, because it's probably just going to hurt my hand even more. But I may have to, because I'm all the way in South Carolina and I don't really want to just drive back and not fish today. So you'll have to stay tuned for that next video if I do end up making another video, because I probably will end up fishing today. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, Don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching.